Let us understand the match types available. Now, the problem statement we have is very similar to what we had done with VLOOKUP and approximate match. We have 5 categories and we have the cutoff point available. That means that A starts at 100, B starts at 250, and so on and so forth. So for example, if I want to search for 600, the result should come as category C because it is greater than 500, but it is less than 750. Similarly, 700 will also come as C because it is greater than C, greater than 500, which is C, and less than 750. To do this, we write equal to match. The value we're searching for is E4. The lookup array is, let's say, the entire column C, and we want to do a less than match. Now, what this means is that it tells us that it is the 6th position. So if you notice, if I start counting from C1, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? Because it is telling me that it is the 6th row of my workbook, or rather my worksheet. So for this, we will only select C4 to C8. And now very smartly, it tells me that out of these 5 category sales slabs that I have, it is the third one. I hope that makes sense. So if you notice, if I had chosen 110, it would have been 1. That means it's the first slab. If I had chosen 190, again the first, even a 249 will come as the first one. But the moment I search for 250, it becomes the second position. The final thing that is left is for us to get not the customer name, but the category name. And this would be equal to index. Now we're using this position. Sorry, the array is ABCDE, and we're using this position, and it gives us B as the result. So let me just put the dollar signs in the right places and we can see the final formula. And let me just put one more, let's say 1100, and let drag it down. Excellent. As you can see, it is telling me that 250 is, or let's say 220 is at position 1, which means that it is category A, which is what you can see here. 700 is greater than 500 but less than 750. So it is category C, which is position number 3, and the result comes as C. And obviously 1100 is greater than 1000, so it comes as position number 5, and the category name is E. So we have done a two-step solution. The match function is telling me what is the position of that value, and the category name uses an index which tells me that if I use that position, then what is the category label at that position. Now do remember, we could have done this using VLOOKUP approximate match as well, right? Just to show you, if I used VLOOKUP and I have searched for 220, and my table array would have been, let's say, C4, C8, and I did a column index number 1 and I had done an approximate match, it would have told me that it is 100. But remember, the 100 is only telling me the actual slab point. It is not telling me the position number. But of course, using 100, now we could have gone back and found out the category label as well, right? But then the challenge would have been that my 100, 250, 500 are in column C and my categories are in column B, right? So we would not have been able to look on the left side. So this again would have been a challenge. So what I would have done here would have been to make a duplicate and then shift these around and then say that if I do a VLOOKUP with 100 for this entire table array and column number 2 exact match, then my result comes as A. So as you can see, somehow we have managed to get the same result that we got in G4. The same is coming in J4, but the VLOOKUP requires many more steps for this to be done. The advantage of index match is that it requires fewer steps and is much more flexible. So a quick recap, our objective here was to find the correct slab. So 220 is greater than 100 but less than 250, so the result comes as A. But it doesn't tell me the result directly, it only tells me the position number. But then using the position number, I can find out using an index what is the category label at that particular position, which is the row number. So slightly tricky the first few times you do it. So I would expect that all of you can practice this a few times, and please make sure you get the hang of it before you continue with the rest of the lectures.